Andrew does pull first blood. That's water control regained, and now a little bit more confidence here for Levitate.
What a good angle here from Drew. Even if he doesn't find a fight, he gets a lot of information from this position. If they walk up water, well, there's a chance someone makes a misstep, he'll be hurt, but his team is falling around him. Atomic has gone down, and Andrew still stuck in with 1 HP. This is very slow, but the slow pacing, it's allowed Drew to maybe just find a timing here.
He's got timing. He's got space. Can he get the shot, though? Ooh, we don't know just yet. But it's Andrew here that the focus is on, because here comes the execution. Molly to take him out of his position. He's on 1 HP. He goes for the wide swing, but he's not going to find it. Now Drew, that engagement coming down as he falls as well to Saturn. Now it's just Pluto in the middle of sight. The M4 nowhere to be seen. Smoke goes in, but they don't clear. He's got 1. He's got 2 possibly, but the whiff, the Deagle shot's not connecting. It's up to JT here, but even then, can he save the day? He might just with 2, but not a third. Slight with that op from deep range is going to pull it out of the bag, and that puts him on 13 now.
Oh, I think we didn't catch it on camera, but I think Drew just caught like the worst timing of his life, because he tucked around the corner and was holding towards the ladder. That's right when his teammate died off of the monster pop, so he started sprinting. He started running away, got absolutely turned on by Slight. If that timing doesn't pan out the way it does, there's a chance that, I think it was actually Saturn, not Slight there, he picks off that player and then is able to take the round, but it doesn't happen, and now this is what you talked about. Their last buy is going to be in the last round of regulation. There's a good chance for overtime here.
3 players stacking and connected with the 1 player up top, that being JT. He's just going to sit around in bathrooms. And Infinity Gauntlet, once more, taking long control. The A site relatively free at this point in time, as the rest of Levitate nowhere to be seen. Again, with just USPs, JT the only one with that upgraded PT50. He's got 1 flash, so it's a kamikaze back into the retake. I mean, they've got nothing to lose. You might as well try and pull some guns, because you look at the economy. Saturn and Ellison not looking too bright. Same thing with Slight, the P250 looking for a fight. Nothing in sight just yet. JT still dancing, and Ajax cleaning this up nicely. It's now a 5 versus 2 as well. The rest of these these Levitate players will be very fortunate to pull any guns out of their hands.
Yeah. Likely not too much to write about in this round. Drew's been revealed, and well, now he'll just try and run away. Hopefully drag someone on a wild goose chase, or maybe a wild shrew chase to find him. I don't know how he got that headshot, but all right, it's not going to matter either way. The wallbang with Slight touching his life, and well, that's 14 now. The final round of regulation to talk about here. Infinity Gauntlet, they have the momentum, just 1 more hurdle to find overtime.
And it's the buyback. Atomic isn't going to be able to afford this op, and that's what the biggest concern is, because you know how impactful he could be. If he was able to land those 2 shots in that 1 round at 15-11, that could have been the game changer. That could have been the closer, but here we are with 1 last round of regulation. Full buy for Infinity Gauntlet with a full kit of utility, whereas Levitate have had to expend a little bit, and they're working here with no head armor, but it doesn't matter. You're up against AKs. Early damage onto Ellison and Ajax. It's a nice hold here from Wilkie. He'll spot the cross on over, but there's nobody in water for his team. But he's just looking for that information just in case.
I think that was actually a triple nade stack to try and fight for water control. They've been aggressive there so many times that they were ready for it, but talking of aggression, it said it's coming here towards the underpass, and a frag's been found. It was a trade for the death of Drew. Atomic wants to back up.
Worried about his top connector as well, as Saturn has been able to
Saturn.
lurk all the way up. It's cutting off rotations. Andrew's got no clue. Information to play with, but he's selling a fake. He gets a kill. He slips through the back lines.
But neither knows here. Saturn is unaware that someone has slipped past him as well, so it's kind of a double entendre. Unless they're flanking, they're heading their way out towards the B site instead. Someone's sitting
Trigger
toxic with a trigger discipline. He can get 2, taps down 1. The position's revealed, but now you have to worry about 2 positions for both of these players. Saturn demoling off his back lines, the pinch in towards pit, the frag up towards heaven, Atomic in a 1 versus 4, the timing of his life, and overtime secured.
Wow, Infinity Gauntlet to pull it 4 in a row to send us to OT. It's been rough here. It's been very rough for Levitate to have that control kind of just slip out of their hands so easily. And look at this. Slight's almost dropped to 30. The man is starting to pop off. This is risky business here for Levitate, as now we're going to go ahead into overtime. 3 rounds in this first half, and then we swap sides. I mean, what is there to say? Infinity Gauntlet just started to find form, and shots started to click, and, well, heads started to fall off for Levitate. It's hard to predict who can come out on top.
Yeah, and I mean, I love the condition because there's been so many rounds where they just pop lower. The fast rotates had come through already from Infinity Gauntlet. They were so ready for something to happen down towards B that they got completely timinged up long. The lack of aggression in that area, or excuse me, the kind of existence of their aggression in that area. They'd had so many rounds where they'd found nothing towards long that the second it matters, no one's watching, no one's ready for it. It's 10K per half at the start. It's MR3, so you gotta win 4 rounds here. First to 19 is the goal.
Hop back for Atomic. We're playing 16K in their bank accounts.
I think it's 10K.
Is it 10K? Maybe I missed it.
I think we do a little trolling, but regardless, opt to work with here, and I mean with that 10K, it allows you to pretty much buy everything you need, but not, you know, do a little trolling with the auto snipers. As the Molly will push a player back from party, and Slight will find a frag.
He's deep already as well, looking for another through Monster. It's Andrew with that positioning, a boost on up, and Ajax over the railing is going to wallbang JT through the cardboard. I mean, now a 3 versus 5, and will instantly levitate a falling apart. All this momentum from Infinity Gauntlet's attacking side continuing to push forward. As Andrew posted up outside of the tube of Monster. It's slow still for Infinity Gauntlet. They don't want to take too much time, though, I'd imagine. A minute left to go. They've slowed things down tremendously. A cross being held in towards the Monster side. Drew trying to work with his teammate on that pivot. Flash goes in. That's contact made, but not rotations pulled. It's still one on that A-bomb side, and well, here comes Infinity Gauntlet. The storm towards Monsters. 4 players grouped up in a third, ready to lurch out forward from the back of Catwalk.
Oh, very big position held here. Andrew in the off angle. He's blinded off the line. Finds himself at least one. Drew unprepared. Saturn with the double entrance. Atomic in the 1 versus 4. And it's overtime. You've got extra cash, but still, do you go for this? Atomic trying to phase past the smoke. Play within the wispy edges, but he hears the footsteps. I think the scope may be heard. They're aware. They're maybe ready, but no, he's walked past Atomic. Very sneaky in this position, but the round shouldn't happen. No.
No.
Wait,
they're not even there. They're literally not even there.
No. Oh.
Is there a kit?
Did he have a kit? Oh, now he does. Wait a minute.
Oh my god.
No. He's not defusing?
He doesn't have a kit.
He's not defusing. Oh, no. If he had a kit there, round's over.
Yeah.
Oh.
If he had a kit, that's GG.
I thought he grabbed it. I heard the pickup sound, but I think it was just a nade.
I think it was a nade.
That
oh
is,
my god.
Oh. I just had a panic attack for Infinity Gauntlet.
You know, I'm not going to lie. That was almost really bad. Still, though, levitates. Keeping things, I mean, as close as can be if you want to consider that a close round off of the Ninja Defuser. The attempt, Atomic will reinvest into that op. And on the CT side, with everything being so heavy and so costly, I mean, your economy's not looking too good. You're going to have to work with scraps if you lose out this round. Infinity Gauntlet, on the other hand, plenty to purchase up, and no worries whatsoever. Slight has been finding form. And if you are Levitate, you have to wonder, with this tack pause, what do you want to do? Because there's really not much that we've seen from them. It's just been Infinity Gauntlet clicking, finding those shots, getting the early kills, and slowing things down instantly. And they've been able to take that control and take it in stride.
Yeah, I mean, something needs to change for the CT side. They have started to stagnate. I mean, we see the same belt of utility. Drew will probably push for a bit of information off of it. He'll instead fall away as well. The change up, it's a stack. This time they're working off that same boost, a sneaky one. A JT, he can play the contact off of it. Currently just working forward, trying to fight in towards water, and he's tucked. He's tucked in such a sneaky spot. His teammates have fallen off the boost, but I think they hear the drop down. He's going to be forced to run away. Oh, just bumping into every angle. JT has to tuck tail.
Lots of contests out towards mid, but thankfully Drew's still holding on to that long position, and Andrew's going to work back with him, knowing that they've lost full mid control. But here comes the clear from Infinity Gauntlet. 2 players. Ellison to take the lead. Never mind, I'm going to swap it on over. Saturn there for the swing, but Andrew here's the spot, knows that there's a player there. He's setting up a pop flash, but is it enough? Doesn't go deep. It's actually, instead of smoke, to drop deep long, but they know they've been here the whole time, and they've got no idea. Back's turned, and Andrew working his way forward as his teammate Drew falls back to watch the mid side.
There's so much information, and it sets Atomic up for success. He's found himself one and still wants to fight in towards the site, has the smoke to go up. He's gone over, and with 30 seconds left, they're forced to make this play. Utility's running in, but there's not even a push. Bomb is so far back, and with the time on the clock, something has to happen now. Atomic first shot misses. Now he'll hold out towards the water-sided push. It's 2 for 2 in the trade department. Bomb still has to come down. There's a man towards the back behind his Drew for that one. Atomic sees the shadow, sees the hand. There's no shot, but the USP should be able to deny this plant. It's a matter of getting it down. It's a matter of time. And the no-scope, that'll deny the knife. 16-16 as we tie up in overtime.
Yeah, and that keeps Levitate up afloat financially. Atomic would have had to reinvest into nothing more than like an SMG if he lost that round, but holding on to that op. We've got one more round here in the first half of overtime, an Infinity Gauntlet. Looking for the 17th again. The goal is 19. Levitate on their CT side, finding something back in that last round, but still not done just yet. They're going to go aggressive towards Playground. At least out towards T-Stairs, taking a little bit of util damage. Drew's going to reposition, and so far so good as Levitate have control. They battle back towards Long, and this is the duel we're looking for. And one team comes out the better, and it looks like it's going to be Levitate this time around.
Drew, 2 huge frags, still here, still ready, but no fallback. The op holds the angle, the sniper overwatch to allow it. It's in a 5 versus 3. What do you get done here if you're Infinity Gauntlet? Last round of this half of overtime. You gotta go for this. You gotta try something.
Try the re-clear. Atomic dancing back in towards the bank side. Op still available for Slight. That can be a very crucial piece of utility or an instrument to work out here. But on the terms of utility, 3 smokes, 1 Molotov, 2 flashes, 2 nades. So it's work to be done. You need the smokes to go back. Dumpster, back towards bank. A molly maybe to clear out Optimus. What's the setup here at the moment? They're looking to set up towards this A side where the op's still waiting and watching, but a flashbang to force them off, or at least force Atomic off that op angle. Nade goes in to clear 1. Doesn't get much here, at least from the side of Levitate. And info, none of it. Smokes come in now, and finally Infinity Gauntlet looking for the exec.
He's smoked off here. Tough position if you're an opper. The best you can hope for is to try and spam through the smoke, try and help Drew, but Drew, he's good enough on his own, finds one. It's JT to swing forward and to lead the half for Levitate. 17-16 as they hop on over to their T side.
Yes, much slower pace from Infinity Gauntlet, not winning out those early duels. You can see what it does when you can't find that first pick and you force Levitate to rotate. That's where their advantage came from, but in this instance, Levitate able to find the opening picks, forcing the game onto Infinity Gauntlet, and they have the lead moving forward. They need 2 more rounds to close out map number 1. Still, overpass. It's a long haul here, folks, as at the 16-17 scoreline. It's a flawless second half overtime that needs to happen here from Infinity Gauntlet, and unfortunately, the CT side, I mean, it's both been 50-50 for both sides, but it feels like the CT sides where both teams have kind of fallen a little bit flat.
Which is surprising for,
I know,
for
right?
Overpass,
Exactly.
to be honest. I mean, you heard it here first, folks. Overpass, now a T-sided map. We're
Crazy.
trying to work on that one. Is a couple seconds to talk things through. Consider your options hopping into this crucial second half of overtime. And for Levitate, let's see what we're working with in way of this buy. I'm guessing we see the op investment, and there it is out of Saturn. He's been so big. For me, I think the most crucial duel of this game has been Saturn Atomic, especially on their respective CT sides, because both these players love that same aggression, right? They push on down towards Long or towards Bathrooms, and if you whiff that shot, rounds can be lost off of it, but like you say, double off to work with here.
It's going to be Slight that's looking to duel out towards Bathrooms, and we see Saturn changing up his position. He's out towards Long. Both ops playing on that A side, and so that's the big risk. You have to be careful here if you are Levitate. One of the ops are starting to rotate, but smokes go down. Flash goes in as well. Ellison, he's not blinded. That high flash doesn't affect him, and well, they've still got a chance to hold things down. Nobody aggresses. Levitate wait patiently at 17-16 with 1:20 left. You can't give up this early advantage, at least in this part of the second half of overtime.
They're not fooling anyone. No one's going to bite off those flashes. Yeah, you have one player swinging in to fight a little bit more control towards Monster, but nothing else is going to happen off of that. Instead, Saturn will still hold out towards Long. A rotate will come up through the bank. That's straight on the scene, but look at that push. Straight through the smoke. Ellison to take down JT. Now they have man advantage and the information to work with. A good spot for Infinity Gauntlet.
But they're working back the other way. Levitate have got no intentions of hitting that B bomb site. It's all trying to sell a fake on Atomic. He's not going to be able to get much from it. He has to back away, and he conceals his position for now as they work back up towards this A site. Smoke's already, but no one's ready for that entry. Pluto lining up a dumpster smoke. And it looks like the rest of his team. You see the linchpin. Andrew coming from that left side towards Long. The smoke almost misses. It almost bounces off of Saturn's body, but even then, he's not going to hit that shot. Saturn's going to get smoked off. It's Slight to try and work with him.
Oh, Wilkie, another here. Wilkie going big. He's blinded by the team. He doesn't care. Ellison with a flash to cut the eyes of his teammates, but the frags will come through. We're tied back up 17-17 here for both squads. And I mean, I feel like they outplayed themselves a little bit there. You sell the fake, and then you don't really have any quick exec to come off of it. You fully show face off that utility, and well, there's just one player back towards Optimus to completely end your career.
That Optimus position, man, it's been such a difficulty for both sides. I feel like that was the reason why Infinity Gauntlet lost some of their attacking rounds, and there it is for Levitate losing their attacking round. Optimus is a difficult position to work against, and well, despite smoking off Dumpster and Bank, you can't clear that area, you can't get the round. Levitate now, a much slower tempo. They vie for water control very early on, same thing with Connector, so they're just going to leave Drew to try and hold that position down, but it's Saturn out long with the double ops setup. A Slight takes it towards bathrooms. Both ops on that A site, and the rest will remain towards B. We'll see if this crossfire towards monsters can work out, as Drew is now reinforced by the rest of his team. The group up starts to work towards B, and it looks like we have a B exec to close out this round of 35.
And it's still left on the clock. Train coming through. You wait for that to get the utility in down. Pat Flash will come forward. Instead, that's from the CT side to State Ajax up for a peek. He won't find anything off of it. Now he needs a flash of his own ready, but he's not ready for the push from the T's. Ellison to fall. Ajax finds two. That's absolutely huge from the man, but Atomic, he's doing even better. Off the op, onto the rifle, and does just as well as now. Look what it is in the retake. Double op setup.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult. At least you've got one kid to play with, and the rest is up to your fate. Molly going to force them back, Slight down to 25. I mean, you have enough money to try and fight back into this one. And well, Saturn not too far off as he's back towards Monster. It's exits that they're looking for. Look at the economy of Levitate. Yeah. It's not the best of buys. You won't even have an op moving forward for Atomic, and you're playing with fire here. At least guaranteed JT is going to be one to get away, and it looks like Saturn and Slight will be looking to hold on to these ops. It's 18-17 as Levitate fighting one back. They need one more round after this to close it out, and if Infinity Gauntlet can find it, we go to a second overtime.
Really good kill there by Pluto. They will have money to reinvest, but at least you force the reinvestment. You force them to consider if they want to stick with that double up setup. We'll have to see. Last round here of the first overtime. This could be the end of the road in map 1 for Infinity Gauntlet, or it could be the opportunity for us to go again. The buy up, it's going to stay good out of both sides. That round, it was very good that Levitate was able to keep it clean. No exit frags came through out of Infinity Gauntlet, and I think, did we have a pause going through? Or am I insane? I think we did. Okay. Yeah. My brain turned off for a second. I hear clicking. I see the timer. I think we had a little pause.
Yeah, the clock will do this weird thing where it'll go to 0 and just reset back to 15, but I think we're going to get back into it here shortly.
There we go.
As Atomic, no op still for him to play with. And there goes the clock again. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It goes to 0, and then it resets back to 15, and I think after
the HUD gets a little funky with the pauses
yeah, I think after this 15-second, we should be back in here momentarily. But Levitate looking to close things out here in this first overtime, and well, they've got a chance to do it. One match point to play with, and if Infinity Gauntlet bring us to 18-18, the new scoreline we're looking for is 22. Levitate, early smoke dropped. Imagine it's going to go front of Fountains. Yeah, it will give them a little bit of space to work. But look at this aggression from Infinity Gauntlet. 4 players immediately towards that A side, 2 towards Long, and a second now towards the bottom of Connector as that 5th player, or that 4th player, is just going to post up in bathroom. Still, Levitate taking things so like we saw in that last. It's only 1 player here on this B bomb site, and, well, not sure if he's going to be enough to hold it down. Ajax looking to just play the retake.
Yeah, retake, that's always a tough one when we're talking about the B site. Drew taking a couple pop shots off of that jump peak, and well, now the push will come forward. Site is under their control. It's left to full retake, but look how much utility is left. They used barely any in that early round, and the nade is good. I think that was a team nade actually to do some damage.
Slight just looking for something through this smoke. He's not finding much. It's a 4 versus 5. Kid's still available, and like you said, util is abundant. Nade, Molly, smoke, everything they could ask for. But there goes one of their big kits. one of their big hitters. Spray goes through, Pluto finds a double, and now it's on Ajax. The 4 versus 1, an impossible situation on 19 HP and Levitate. They will get it done here in overtime number 1, 19-17 an overpass, and they've got the lead in this best of 3.
What a way to bring that forward for Levitate. The game was just back and forth, as competitive as could be, but Levitate able to come out on top. And for me, the hero was still that Abdul, who was coming out on top of those. And I think early on in that overtime, Levitate was able to fix up some of the issues on their T side.
I mean, that's up Haven for you right there. I mean, overpass, we saw double op coming out in that overtime, and we saw 4 ops almost at the exact same time on the server. And 2 for each side. I mean, it's as close as you can get at 19-17. We're going to be throwing it to a quick break as a Fragadelphia action continues on the mainstream, but you don't want to miss this best of 3, and we'll be back in just a second.
Yes, nice shot, my friend.
Cheaters ruining your plays?
I have eyes on the enemy.
Bad servers stopping your shots? What you need is ESEA. Advanced anti-cheat to stop cheaters. And the best servers around, all with 128 tick rate. ESEA, the best way to play CSGO.
I actually cursed for the first time at Fragadelphia 11. I didn't even know that I did it until after. I was in a very intense like 1v2 situation, okay? And there was like mollies coming at me. Someone was like, "You have the bomb." And I'm like, "Oh, shit." And I was like, oh. But yeah, everyone was just dying of laughter the whole time. I don't even remember if I won the round or not, but it was the first time I cursed. I don't curse, so it was a very special moment.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the funniest call out is dildo.
I mean, I think the funniest one just has to be dildo because it's so like out of place, right? Like the on overpass, like everyone just wildly accepts that it's called dildo for some reason, and no one really knows why. So I think it's definitely got to be that.
Funniest calm moment I remember in a frag, and my teammates, for whatever reason, always do this, is an accent comes out of nowhere during a very hectic situation. So out of nowhere, Rain will be from Alabama, and she'll start talking like this in a very intense situation. And we just bust out in laughter, and those happen at Frag.
We're back here for the second map between two great teams. I mean, our first map was overtime. What does the second one got in store? I'm Sully, joined here by Avilcat, a.k.a. Mimi. And we're getting ready to hop into Nuke. And, man, what a first map we just had. Why don't we run it down?
I mean, it was taking place on Inferno, and it was as close as could be. CT-sided start there.
I think it was Overpass.
Did I say Inferno? Did I actually say Inferno? Wait. No way.
Guys, listen. Here's what happened.
No way.
Here's what happened. Before we started, right, to make sure Mimi doesn't look like an idiot, we said, let's do a funny. That was the funny. That was all we had.
I was the joke. I was the joke.
It's always better to laugh at
I don't even know. I don't even know where Inferno came from. That's not even getting played. Yo, guys, Overpass looking a little bit different these days. Who changed? Who changed Overpass? I mean, sorry, who changed Inferno?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. All right, well, it was actually Overpass, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
We know
There
the
you go.
maps. We're professionals.
There
We
you
swear. But yeah, it was a good game of Overpass. That it was. CT side started out strong, and I mean, I feel like it was a story of aggression, especially out towards that A side. Constant fights out towards bathrooms, and for me, again, that biggest head-to-head, it was Mr. Slight and Atomic constantly fighting up in that kind of 1v1 with the op.
Yeah.
And it was the same with Drew. On the CT side for Drew, he was always practically halfway towards spawn.
Yeah, I think the simple terms to put it is ops. That's all we really saw. Like I said before, we had like a moment where there were 4 ops on the server,
Yeah.
and that was probably one of the craziest moments that we got to see. So I'm excited. Nuke being our second map. Obviously, we have to go to a third. Hopefully we don't, which is going to end up being Vertigo. One of these teams
What are
are
you
going
saying,
to that
hopefully
lower
we
bracket.
don't?
Dude, I'm not a big fan of Vertigo, but you know
What?
that's for another time.
Wait a minute.
That's
no,
another time.
Okay.
That's
fine.
another time. We're looking at our two rosters again. If you are just tuning in, it's Levitate versus Infinity Gauntlet. Currently 1-0 Levitate. Leading the series at this point in time, or maybe I feel like I got that wrong as well. I feel like we're trolling ourselves.
No, Levitate won the map.
There we go.
Yeah.
I verify you on the map. You verify me on the score. I think
There
that's
we
a
go.
fair trade.
Easy peasy. Yeah, but 1917, I think in the end.
There we
was
go.
The
Verify the
scoreline.
score again.
There we go. Get the verification down. It's the cross checks, the counterbalances to get us in the right direction. But you talked about the roster a little bit there of Levitate. On the other side for Infinity Gauntlet, it's Ajax, Saturn, Wilkie, Ellison, and Slight. You might have previously known him under Team Verum. They were playing advanced with those guys. Now Ellison is coming in, and honestly, for me, Ellison was doing a pretty good job on the rifle. Couple grief moments with some team flashes. Besides that, sunshine and rainbows. This guy was fitting in well. They were looking well coordinated. They were looking good, but not looking good enough to be able to take that map. Now they have an opportunity here. It's their choice of Nuke, and why don't you talk us through that?
I mean, I think this second map of Nuke, it's very similar to what we saw in Overpass.
Yeah.
A lot of ops coming out into play. I think maybe we see a lot more of a congested fight over towards outside. I think that's going to be a really big focus, at least for both of these teams, and how they want to work that out. So I'm going to be interested to see how Slight wants to spell that out, where he's going to position, because we know how not dynamic he was. I was going to say how dynamic he was, but I was like, nah, he really wasn't. He was really only playing that A site, but on a map like Nuke, you need to be able to pivot between outside, ramp, play that top heaven area, and if Slight can do all that, well, like we said, it's Slight for Slight, and it should be light for them.
Yeah, and I don't want to put too much stock into it, but back when they were Verum, it was a pretty solid map for them. I remember watching them a lot. They played it a good quantity in advance and were generally pretty good on it. And like you talked about, they did show that adaptability with the op. They would run that double op setup, which we got to see a little bit of over on Overpass. So I think it's a strong map for them. I think there is, maybe if you're not loving the Vertigo, I think there's still a good chance that we maybe do see ourselves into a third map here, but looks like we're just getting things fully set up in the server, so we'll be into it in just a moment here.
Yeah, you gotta love it. NA doing NA things, taking quite some time. No, it's actually like you get into the server and you got to do a server reset, blah blah blah, all this crazy stuff, and first time back at LAN for North American Counter-Strike, and it's not a LAN without issues. We actually had like a crazy hour delay just to kick things off earlier. It was like someone said it was a DDoS,
no,
and then I was like,
okay, I think what it is,
you know
I
what it
heard that
is?
people just tried to log into Steam. Some very smart, I'm sure very talented North American Counter-Strike player got their password very wrong and tried over and over again, and Steam was like, wait a minute, this IP has tried to log in 50 times on one network, and they got a little saucy.
No way.
They got a little freaked out, and they locked us out for a bit. So that was the fun delay for you guys maybe joining us back at home. It's the NA way. It wouldn't be a LAN without delays. We've missed it. I mean, I guess we had NA on LAN for a second. BNB obviously won Cologne, Copium. that happened, right?
Copium.
I mean, Simple was nothing compared to them.
Yeah, bad news bears, more like good news from whenever
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
Cologne. Unsigned, by the way, unsigned. That's probably the biggest thing out of this Frag event. We're going to see a lot of these upcoming players hopefully become known names, but I think, unless Griffin doesn't want to switch the screen, we might be hopping into the game.
This is just how they're gonna experience it at this point.
They'll
It's
see us
like
in the bottom.
you know when there's like the language translator people that like do
Yeah.
the sign language. We just have to cast in sign language, just like shoot the little pistol with your hand, throw like mime chucking the
Closed
nade.
captions, gun noises,
Gun noises.
headshot.
That'd be good. That would be a good one. But here we go. Map 2 of the series, and already Andrew is actually pushed up out towards T-Red, but the main push, it's going lower. Event drop play.
Oh, but there are 3 players already here towards this ramp side, and 2 players looking to contest with USPs at long range. They have the advantage, but Atomic not able to find any headshots. Another peek goes in, but he goes down. Saturn with a clean shot to his head. And now Andrew looking to get a little bit aggressive. He is alone here at the moment, but his teammates are coming to back him up. Flashes go in once more. There's really not much he can do unless he's got his team next to him. But Ellison, Wilkie, and Saturn, 1 second, 3 kills elapse, and well, there you go. JT to battle back for 2, but Levitate have found round number 1 on the board.
Clean vent drop there. It was a stack out towards the ramp side for Infinity Gauntlet. They had 3 players there. One kind of, I think it pushed up towards T-Red outside, but they had no one directly watching for the vent, so it's as easy as a nade to come in, them to pile on down, and they early on read that there was a heavy presence towards the ramp. Put all their resources into fighting it, and the rest of the rotations for Infinity Gauntlet were just too late, so it was kind of a one-pronged fight that was pretty easy for Levitate to focus on. Round 2 scout here for Atomic. Couple other investments in this force, but this is looking pretty favorable with 2 AKs, 2 Galil's field it.
Ooh, Saturn jumping on top of Mini.
Ooh.
And ooh, Atomic. Clean with the scout, and well, okay, well, he was clean. He's still going to find a second. 2 crates go back. It's a 3v3. It's still very, very doable. 2 Deagles to work with. And yeah, AK, but that's on the top of Mini. Did it fall? There's still an MP9 or a MAC-10 in their face, so they can pick up the SMG and work off of that. But for now, Levitate. It's Ajax that has slinked his way through underneath towards Secret, through the tunnels and through the halls. It's just Drew there to meet him. But in the meantime, everyone on Levitate has started to pull away. They haven't committed to his site, and Ajax is just all alone. If he loses his life, that's when things maybe get a little bit scary.
But no one's really here to fight him besides Drew. Tucked in, sneaky position to work with here, and we'll have to see if he can get something done. Still 45 seconds on the clock.
Ooh. Doors popped open, that being the screen. Tags going in. Okay, Pluto picking up that MP9, but slight back on the trade. It's 2 versus 2. Atomic still in the back lines of Silo, and while he's dancing, he's found another 1v1, and Drew has a big chance. No kit, but he's here to the rescue. He's picked up the Galil. He's gone for the Deagle. He can take the switch, but he's got faith in his aim, but that's not the name of the game, as Galil swapped in, an Infinity Gauntlet trade back, blow for blow, in 1-1.
Oh, that was such a small investment early on. I mean, they forced into a scout, an MP9, nothing much more, but Levitate put so